So you think I broke it, turned around, and did all that to her?
I don't know.
That's horrible, man.
It is horrible.
That is horrible. That's absolutely horrible,
Um,
especially with someone like this.
That you've never even asked how she's doing.
I'm so scared to know, man. I'm so scared to know.
This is Adam Crespo. In 2019, police are called to Crespo's Florida apartment. When officers arrive at the scene, they're met with an alarming sight. Crespo's girlfriend, 32-year-old Silvia Galva, is lying dead in the bedroom, a catastrophic stab wound to her chest. She'd been impaled by a 5-foot decorative spear with a 12-inch dual-sided blade. Crespo has been using the spear as a bedpost. Crespo insists Silvia's death was a tragic accident, but detectives notice something off about the supposedly devastated boyfriend's behavior. Could they be dealing with a twisted killer trying to cover his tracks? Determined to uncover the truth, investigators bring Crespo down to the sheriff's office for a formal police interview.
Sorry that you're here, not just all this, but we need to kind of find out what happened. All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let you start earlier in the day. Start from the time you woke up yesterday.
Okay.
Okay, and just kind of tell me how the day went up to and after we showed up.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that day in the daytime, she went to a friend's house. So they kind of went out while I stayed home. They, I guess, were drinking or whatever they were doing there, and I was home alone. I guess it was around maybe almost 11, maybe 11 o'clock. She asked.
11 o'clock.
Like 11 p.m. Okay. So it was about that time when I left the house. She requested I pick her up from the house that she was at, which was a friend of hers. Well, actually, the house was a friend of hers. And I went to pick her up. I guess Morgan was having a bad day. We went to go to a hotel outside, Hotel Diplomat. It's like a little bar out area outside. So we went, we had some drinks, and they went in the pool. I guess they had already been drinking. I had one drink, and then I said I would like to go home. So I'm going home, but the reason why I was pressing to go home was because I saw that my girl was drunk. When she gets a little drunk, she gets a little belligerent or is a little angry. So I kind of just wanted to go home. And so we went home, and I went quickly to bed. During these times, we've been having hard times during the week, if not the month. She's been very erratic and angry, especially when she's drinking. And I guess I was just so used to this happening, I just wanted to go to sleep and go to bed. She's been very, claiming to, want to leave, and I'm like, okay, well, then let me go to sleep and you go do your thing. But she just keeps coming back and barraging me and screaming at me and yelling at me. And, I was just, listen, I want you out. Just, you can go outside. You can leave, you go to the couch or whatever. But she was just, kept coming back in. And I tried to, the door, you saw there was a door that was broken. The front door to the thing, I usually have a weight to put in the front. And the reason why that was broken was because she was attempting to come in. And I had broken it in to prevent it, and that's why it was broken. And so I had been putting weights in front of the door to keep her from coming back inside. And you can see that there should be weights by the door. So she kept barging back in, and I'm like, listen, I don't want to have this conversation when you're drunk.
Is this tonight?
That was tonight, yeah. So other nights this has been happening, is her, being drunk and belligerent.
Okay. I just was making sure I'm following the story properly.
Yeah. So no, because I'm telling you what led up to this, because at this tonight I was just going to bed, going to sleep, trying to avoid the problem, trying to avoid when she gets like that, because she's angry. She has a lot of things going on in her life that has been pissing her off, and I guess sometimes I become the punching bag for it. And but this, I just wanted to sleep, and I was in the bed, and she just kept coming in and barraging. And at some point, she just threw herself in the bed, and I had to tell her, please get out. I'd rather you just sleep on the couch. And, you know, she was just like, no, I'm not going to leave. And I'm like, well, I think you should leave because, you know, I don't want you here. And you're going to get angry, and I'm really sick and tired of this type of drunk behavior. So I said again, requested her to leave. She didn't want to leave again. So then at this point, I dragged her by her feet off the bed, and like, if you're not going to leave, I'm going to drag you by the feet and get off. Actually, it was the blanket, and I'm pulling her. And as I'm pulling her by her legs, then I have those two spears. God, I don't know why I have them there. But I have these two spears. It's, I'm a martial artist, so I guess I put them there. The decorative, you didn't think it would be bad. They have covers on them. Never thought it would be bad. And I guess when I'm pulling her off the bed to the door, she had grabbed it. It had snapped. And I guess because I didn't realize anything had happened until I got to the door, when I turned around, I saw it in her. And then that's when everything happened. And then I saw it in her, and I freaked out. And I told Morgan to call 911, and Morgan is a EMT or an ex-EMT. She assisted me. We called 911. 911 was on the phone while we tried to resuscitate her, or tried to prevent anything worse from happening. And at that point, that's all I remember. I mean, it was blood everywhere, and I was freaking out. And that's when everybody finally came. And it was on. I believe we were still on the phone with the 911 call while we were trying to resuscitate her, and that's as much as I remember.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you some questions and maybe to help, so I can help clarify everything as the day went. Okay. So, do you remember what time
Do I remember what time it
they
was?
left to go to their friend's house, or your?
It was
mutual
daytime.
friend?
It was pretty early. It could have been afternoon.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like, do you have any idea what time?
couldn't say exactly.
Do you remember whose friend? The friend?
Do I know who the friend was? Yes, it was Carrie.
Carrie. You know Carrie's last name?
Shoot, no, I don't.
Okay.
I should know it. No.
You have a cell phone?
I do.
All right. The number you gave me is your cell phone.
That's correct.
Okay.
And it should be at the location that we left everything off.
In the cell phone, would you have the address that you went to Carrie?
Yes, she had texted me where to go.
Okay. Okay, so you drove over to Carrie's.
That's right.
They texted you around 11 o'clock-ish?
Yeah, about 11 o'clock-ish, to go pick her up, because they were, I don't know, heated or something was wrong at this point.
They said something was wrong?
Well, they were heated. That's all I know. That's why I was like, why do you need me to pick you up? Because they took an Uber over there, and I was like, why don't you just take an Uber back? No, but she was, I don't know, she was saying that I wanted you to pick me up, so, I didn't want to upset her anymore. And like I said, she's been having hard times.
And this is on the phone?
Yeah,
You're talking to her right now?
on the phone, right, exactly. She was already over there. They had taken the Uber over there. So when I talked to her on the phone, she was, requesting that I pick her up. She said, I'll text you the address, please. I want you to come pick me up. It would be, nice or better. Or, I don't know what they were arguing about, but she wanted me to pick her up.
So there was an argument between...
I don't know, Carrie and her maybe or something like that.
Okay.
All I know is
She didn't get into it with you?
no,
Not
I
really.
mean, and when I went to pick them up, everybody was together, so it didn't look like it was a big argument. Maybe, just girls being girls out. But something had happened that she wanted me to go pick her up instead of just taking her back. And then Morgan was having a rough day. I don't really know much about it. But I know she needed, she needed a drink and relax and stress. And this place that we took was across the way from my house. So I thought this was
And the name of that hotel is?
was the Diplomat.
Okay. The one on A1A?
Yes, that's the one. It's a nice place. It was nice and cozy. I thought, let the girls have some time, jump in the pool, and have some drinks, and then go home. But that's pretty much what we did.
Mm-hmm.
But at this time, I started realizing my girlfriend is very drunk, and already I have triggers because I know that when she gets drunk, she starts to be belligerent and angry, and I was like, listen, let's just go home.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's exactly what we did. I believe it was around 1 o'clock that we had left. I'm not too sure. We did a receipt for the,
Mhm.
I think the receipt might be in my pocket. I don't know exactly.
In the back pocket that the clothes that we just took off here?
It might have been there, yeah. Or it could have been in the wallet, yeah. Or somewhere in the
You
pockets.
used your credit card?
We used the credit card, yeah. And they should have the time when we left, so just to make sure what time that was. And it was pretty easy when I went in the house. I just went right to the bed because I already knew that she was gonna start to act up, and she was
So
already.
you laid down in the clothes that you were out in?
I already went to the room, just closed the door.
But I'm saying you went into the bed with the clothes that you were out in?
Yes.
You didn't change?
No, I didn't change at all. That's why I still had them on. I didn't change at all. I just went right into the bed and closed the door. And yeah, then she starts coming in and being belligerent. And, look, I don't want to talk anymore. Maybe when you're sober. That was it. I mean, she kept coming back in, but again, it was just because it's been happening like for the whole month. It's just what she's drinking. It's just barging in and getting angry, threatening herself and freaking me out. And, and it's not good for my guests, and I'm trying to keep the peace. And, at this point, I just put the weight in front of the door and hope she doesn't keep barging in. It's not that it's a deterrent, but she kept barging in, and she kept going in, and she wouldn't leave. And at the last minute, she just jumped on the bed, and that's when I was like, look, please leave. Please, I just want you to leave. I just want you to go to the living room, sleep it off, whatever. Just let me stay here. And yeah, and she said, no, I'm not going to leave. And, you and being belligerent. And I was like, look, I can't take it anymore. So I grabbed her ankles and I started pulling. And I guess that's exactly what happened when she was going off the bed. She had grabbed the stick and went down, cracked. And I didn't realize anything had happened until I was already right where we were. I don't know if you were there, but it was right by the mirror.
Okay.
Right in front of the bathroom. So right there is when I saw this was in her. And she didn't say anything. She didn't scream or anything. I just saw it in her. And when I took it out, I saw the damage. I saw the blood spill.
So you took the knife out of her?
I took, because it was in
The
her.
spear?
The spear tip. It was in her. Yes, I took it out. And that's when it all spilling out. And I freaked out. And I told Morgan to call 911. And she did. And that's what my recollection is.
So after you pulled it out is when you told Morgan to call 911?
Yes. Well, when I realized the damage, when
Uh-huh.
I was in. And once it happened, that's when I tried to hold down the blood. I see that there's blood on the floor. I freak out. I open the door to go tell Morgan, please to call 911. She does. She comes into the room. I'm pressing. She starts the CPR. 911 is on the phone. She had left right there by the, I have a little fake fireplace. So she left it right there. And they talked us through it while we were going through it the whole time. So we were, I was breathing and she was pumping and I was breathing. And I said, I've never done it before. I thought.
So does she comes in the room, you ask her to leave. She doesn't do it. Is there anything else that goes on
Then I asked her to leave.
after that?
She kept
Is there
coming back
any,
in.
are you yelling at her?
Oh, she's yelling at me. I wasn't yelling at her.
Screaming?
I was telling her to get out. That was about it. Like, I don't want this. When you're sober, please leave. Please go out to the thing. And that's, if I was yelling that, yes, then I was yelling
Does
that.
she? What does she actually say to you?
Well, she was just saying, no, I'm not going to leave. And, and you're going to have to throw me out of the house. And I'm like, I don't want to throw you out of the house. I just want you to leave the room. And she was, oh, you're going to have to kill me. And I'm like, I don't want to kill you. I don't want to do that. I just want you out. I just want you to go into the living room. And that's when I grabbed her. I was like, I had to do what I had to do to get her out. And I grabbed her by the ankle. And then that's when it happened. That was a stupid mistake.
You're married to her.
Not legally.
Not legally.
Not legally.
But her last name is
It's
Crespo.
Crespo, yeah. She changed her name from
Okay, so you never never had the form signed or any of that stuff.
not she doesn't believe in that.
Okay.
She's a little different.
But are you considered husband? Like, do you consider each other like
I would
husband wife
consider
dating?
it, but
or-
I would consider it during our best of times. But like I said, this was going towards the end. This was just her unhappiness and her screaming and yelling consistently and barraging me and doing it in front of people, you know. And so it was not just in the room, you know. This was out in the open. You know, this is why I just went into the bed, you know, because I didn't think she was happy.
Okay. So these 2 spears,
Well, there was the one that went in there. But
right, but you're saying there's 2.
There's 2 at the bed, yeah.
They're at the foot of the bed, of the bed?
The foot of the bed,
So on each corner.
yeah. Each one,
And they're being held up by how?
yeah. Tie wraps on the bottom?
Of the legs of the bed?
Yes. So the tie wraps on the bottom of the bed. So if it had cracked, it had to have cracked towards the middle of the spear area, the black part. So it had to have cracked in the weakest part.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you actually see her grab the spear?
I saw her grabbing the spear as I was pulling her, but I just, because I'm pulling her and my back is to her as I'm pulling her. So I do hear a snap. And that by that point, it's not too far away from the bed to the bath where the bathroom is, right there. And that's when I had turned around. And was pulling, and then I saw it in her, and then I stopped. And again, that's when I tried to. I didn't realize the damage. I really didn't realize what had happened.
Was there any screaming?
She didn't scream. Nothing. She didn't make a sound. She didn't make a sound. And when I had went to pull it out, I saw a lot of blood coming out of her throat. That's when I panicked. Again, that's when I got Morgan. And she didn't scream at all. She didn't yell out, nothing. I didn't really even notice the damage. I thought even just having it in her hand, maybe I didn't even realize it was really happening.
Did you? So when you pulled it out, how much of the shaft of the spear
Well, it was just, well, the head was it, but the shaft might have been about that tall. It was broken, obviously.
So out of her body, the shaft was about this long.
I would say, yeah, the black area part was about this long. But again, I didn't realize that there was damage until I had
How long do you think the blade is?
pretty long. The blade might have been about 8 inches, maybe even 10. It's a pretty long blade.
And they have sheaths on.
I'm sorry?
They have sheaths on.
Yeah, they had leather sheets on top of them, so this is why I didn't think they would be a threat or a danger.
So where's the other sheath?
Where's the other sheath? It should have been on the thing. That's why. So I didn't.
Did you see it on the ground?
I couldn't tell. It was dark. Yeah, because I had the lights off. I was trying to sleep, so it could have been on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But if it had cracked, it could have just fallen off, and then as it approaches, I haven't seen it during that whole ordeal at all. So
Did you ever push her or anything?
no, I only pulled her off the bed, trying to get her out of it. I didn't push her at all.
How do you know this other woman that's staying there?
I'm sorry.
This other woman, Morgan?
Morgan. Yeah, she's a guest.
What do you mean?
She's a guest. She was just staying with us.
Is she your friend or her friend?
Her
Sylvia's
friend. Yeah, it's really her friend.
From where?
She's from Colorado.
Is she visiting?
She was visiting
She's visiting?
for about a week. Yeah, that's how because you have to, when I have visitors, you have to let the building know. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, she was about to be there for about a week.
Was she paying you guys?
I think she was giving money to my girl. I'm not sure. I didn't receive any money from her, but I think maybe they had an arrangement or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So but do they know each other prior than this last week? These last
I
week or
believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't know her until she had come over, but they had been talking to each other and knowing each other, so they were
Prior to the beginning of this month.
prior to the beginning.
And I mean, did you guys have a conversation about having her stay there?
Yes. So she asked me, is it okay if my friend stays here? And I said, yes. Okay. That's fine.
Okay. And the dog?
Her dog. Yeah. I have one too. I have a service dog. She has a service dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever argue about anything?
Me and Morgan,
No, you and Silvia.
do we argue
About anything else other than maybe when she gets drunk and being belligerent? Have you guys argued about anything else lately?
for today or
In the last few days.
Yeah, plenty of that. Basic marriage stuff. I'm not doing a lot. I'm not talking. I'm not, communicating or connecting. Yeah, she's been very, very forward with that. But she's also going through a lot of stuff with her mom. Having family issues that she was going through. And so I think sometimes it gets to her. And so sometimes I think it's a misdirection of anger because, she can't really scream at her mom. Her mom's Mexican. But she does scream at me. And she does get belligerent. So, calls me a piece of shit. I'm not this, I'm not that. The basics.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say that there's one thing that we argue about aside from a disconnection. So that's what we're doing.
How long have you two been together?
About 2 years, or a
2
little more. Yeah.
A little more than 2 years?
Yeah.
Have the police ever been to your place before?
There was a time that, because she's a nosebleeder, like she bleeds a lot from her nose, that we had argued and she had run out and there was blood out of her nose. And so the security thought it was a physical act. And then it was then, yes, and I was arrested for some domestic violence. But those cases were dropped because none of that was really true. And and that was it.
What time do you think you got back to the hotel? Or back to the condo?
I suspect around 1.
Around 1.
I suspect.
So you guys were there for a while.
At the condo?
Mhm.
I don't know, I was trying to sleep. So whether I was
About an hour.
Perhaps. So there was a lot of back and forth of her coming in and out, like I said, being belligerent, yelling and screaming, and kept coming back in. I put it in. So perhaps an hour passed.
Mhm.
That's true.
Did you do anything with your phone or anything like that when you first got back? Like, would we be a way that we could tell other than video?
No. Other than other times that we had argued, I have recorded her threatening me. So
Did you ever try to get her out for that?
I tried, but she wouldn't go. And so, I thought we could work through it, and she blames me for it. But her dad, so, she's, to her it was easier for her to do it. But yeah, like I said, I had broken the door trying to save her from doing that, which is why my door was broken in the first place. And so I just have recordings of her coming back and forth other times where nothing had happened, just her coming in and screaming and yelling and throwing fits and just carrying on. I just call them fits.
Mm-hmm.
So, excuse me, that's what she does. She does it in front of people too. So she kind of has fits, She just starts acting out in rage. But I have recorded those.
Mm-hmm.
Those are other times, though. Nothing for tonight, though.
So, she jumps on the bed.
Right.
You grab the sheets.
No, I get up, I tell her, please leave. I tell her, look, I want
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're having a discussion while she's on the bed and I'm off the bed. And that's when I had, at some point where she's not leaving, she's not going, she's getting belligerent, and I just couldn't take it at this point. So I just said, all right, well then I'm going to drag you out. So I'm standing at the foot of the bed and I pull her leg and she's just going with it, kind of, playing the dummy role where she's just standing there and holding it up. And that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when she must have grabbed me. Stabbed it.
Was it her leg or the sheets?
Well, I guess the leg and the sheets at the same time because her feet are right about the blankets. So as I'm pulling her, the blankets are coming with us. So I'm starting to have the sheets too.
Mm-hmm. So you're pulling her from the
from the ankle, from behind the ankle. So I might have had the sheets with my hands.
Okay, and you're pulling
Towards the door.
towards the door.
Right.
And the spears are at the edges. At the
The
foot of the
spears are
bed.
on the foot of the bed. I'm pulling her towards the door, And I guess again, that's when she holds onto the spear.
So because I haven't gone in, so I don't know.
Okay.
Which spear was it?
If I was looking at the door,
If you're coming from the door.
if you're coming from the door, it would have to be on the right side.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be like her
Well,
side. But,
Does it have to be, or is it?
well, because
I'm asking
if I'm
because you've
looking at
seen
the
it.
door, it would have to be on the right side of the bed. I'm just making
But
sure
that's saying
right
that
on the
is
right.
that is the one that's broken.
That is the one that's broken.
Okay. Okay.
This was her side of the bed.
Mm-hmm. All right, just give me a second, okay?
Crespo's account of how Silvia died makes no sense to police. Investigators change tactics in hopes of locking Crespo into a clear story that then can be proven or torn apart.
Okay, thanks for being patient. Can you do me a favor? Draw your room with the bed and how you pulled her off the bed.
Show my room with the bed.
Yeah.
I just wanted her to leave the room. I never thought something like that would happen.
And does she have family?
Here?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Where's her family?
Mexico.
No other relatives here?
Not here. Well, she might have a distant aunt somewhere in Orlando. But I don't think they talk.
Do you know any of her relatives in Mexico?
Only in Mexico.
Do you know any of them?
Only in Mexico.
That's what I'm asking. Do you know any of them?
By name? Yeah. But they're in Mexico. I wouldn't say I know them. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we've met, we've visited.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's about it.
And her mom's in Mexico? Her mom's still alive?
Yeah, the mom's still alive, and she's having really bad problems with her mom. But this is what I think was a lot of the anger issues that she was having. She's been having a really hard time with her mom. Just stealing her money and possibly assisting her dad. So we don't know. But she's been very upset.
Does she have any brothers, sisters
She has a sister.
in Mexico?
Yeah, in Mexico, yeah.
Just do me a favor. Because, so, based off of what we have right here, just put your initials right here to say that, so that,
On this side?
yeah. Thank you. We're gonna probably talk a little bit later. Okay, you have to be patient. This is the process that happens when stuff like this happens, okay? So, I mean, in your eyes, this is what?
Freaking accident.
An accident.
Absolutely.
All right, is there anything else that you want to add right now that you can think of that I might not have asked you? All right. I'm going to end this for now. Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit later. You okay with that? I got to do a couple more things.
Okay.
You know, I want to, so you know, I got, you know, there's some things that I got to do my own thing, and then I might have questions for you. I don't know yet. So, but I am going to let you know that we are probably going to talk later either way. Okay. I mean, do you know of her condition right now?
I don't. I've been trading all day. I don't even know what time it is.
So you don't know if she's alive or dead?
I don't even know what I'm doing. I hope she's okay.
Okay. All right, the statement is concluded. July 12th, 2019 at 8:05 hours.
Needing more leverage, investigators paused the interrogation to search Crespo's apartment. Instead of finding the answers they were looking for, they turn up more questions.
Alright, so when you're saying that you grabbed her legs, right? Or
grab
a
her
leg.
ankles.
You grabbed her ankles. Both ankles?
Yeah. So I wanted to get her off. So I had my hands to pull her off the bed.
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out.
Right.
Did you grab like one leg and pull on it, or did you grab both her legs?
Both legs to try to pull.
Okay, so you pull. And you showed me this picture here, right? Where you're on the right side of the bed.
Mhm.
And you're trying to pull her off the bed. And you turn, right?
Right.
Because
Off to on the side, right? Not
Right.
down the middle.
so you're on the right side of the bed. Let's pretend this is the bed again.
Okay.
And here's the head of the bed,
Mhm.
right? You have the windows here, right? And here's the foot of the bed.
Right.
Here is the side of the bed that you're grabbing her from.
Correct.
Here is the spear.
Spirit. Okay.
She's being pulled off the bed
Sideways.
here,
Yes.
and then you're gonna have to turn her.
Yes, to pull her towards the door.
Okay.
at
And she
this point-
grabs.
So I believe because at this point she had to have grabbed this
When
when I'm
let's
pulling.
back it up a little bit now. When you grab her legs,
Right.
is she on her back?
Kind of on her back.
Which way is her feet facing?
Well, feet
when you since you have her ankles,
I
her
have
feet
her
are right there.
right.
So are her feet up?
Yes, they were.
Down.
They were up. They were up, and when I got her off the bed, that's when I turn. I'm turning around, so I'm not even really looking at her, but I still have her ankles,
Okay.
and I'm trying to move. It's a little difficult to move,
Yeah.
which is
So both her legs are on coming around the side of the bed,
right.
right? So here's this piece.
Right.
Both legs are here,
Right. So as I'm
and then you're
Pulling
pulling this way.
this way, so at this point, I suspect her arm is already on this thing right here.
Okay.
And but by that point, I'm already turning
Do
around.
you see her grab?
I see her grabbing the thing. I see her grabbing when I'm pulling her down.
Okay, so you see her grab it.
Right. That's when I try to get
How-
off the bed.
How high off the bed
Uh-huh.
does she grab
Well,
the shaft, the
Well,
spear shaft?
as she's coming off of the, as she's coming off the bed, her upper body, her armpits will be right about here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it
But she's not completely
level?
off the bed.
Is
She's
it?
not completely off the bed because
Uh-huh.
she's still holding on to this, thing.
Mhm.
At this point, I figure she's gonna let it go. I turn around and just keep pulling, and that's when I had the snap.
So here's the bed, right? Here's the plane of the bed.
Right.
And here is your spear.
Right.
Right, and the gun continues down.
Right.
Does she grab here? Does she grab here? Does she grab here?
I'm gonna be
Here?
honest, I really can't recall at what part of the post. Because as I'm looking at her, as I'm pulling her, and there's a little bit of momentum there. So all I do see is it's her holding on to it. Or
Is she
at this
grabbing
point,
it with her hand?
no. She's at this point it's right here. But as I'm pulling, she's still holding on to it. So as I
Wait, okay, so now that motion you're giving me
Mhm.
is she's grabbing it with her left arm.
well, no, she still has it here,
She
but
has
she's
it
holding
wrapped
on
around.
to it. Yeah, she's holding on to it.
Well, right. So, but you're saying she's wrapping her right arm.
She's holding on to it, yes. I would say she was doing that. Again,
So
this
she's
is-
more hugging it.
She's more what?
Is she hugging it, or does she actually put her hands on it?
I seem, I at least want to believe that she put her hands on it because it was so properly there. It doesn't make sense for her not to have her hand on it. And it was difficult to pull her off, so it's not like she's sliding willy-nilly. She's holding on to it. So at this point, she's holding on. As she's getting off the bed, I am still pulling her. I'm turning around. I don't see what happens. All I hear is the snap. I suspect at this point is when the thing broke. I didn't even see it even in her until I'm pulling her, I turn around, and then I see it. And I saw it in her. I didn't see how bad it was until the blood and the blanket was still on the floor. I had a black silk
So-
blanket.
Before you go pulling her off the bed, how many sheets on the bed?
Well, there's a quilt.
What
that
color is that quilt?
Gray.
Okay.
And
Is she on top of that?
I don't believe so, no. I think
It's
she
just
was
laying
on,
there?
Yeah, because it's kind of like curled up in a ball. It's kind of hot, you know, it's curled up. And I believe that's where I meant the sheet, where the black sheet was probably under her as I'm pulling with her, because
Is it the black sheet that most people normally kind of sleep under? Like it's
well, yeah,
and then you have another sheet that is
yeah, it's the
kind of
thinnest,
wrapped
sheet.
around. Right.
Right.
So you're talking about the sheet.
A thin sheet, a thin black sheet. That's what we usually use to cover ourselves. Not the big quilt, we kind of just hugging the quilt, so it's not something we use often.
Mhm.
But she wasn't on it, no.
Okay.
No.
But was she on top of the other sheet?
I believe she was, because as I'm pulling her, the sheet is coming off with her. And
Okay.
so when I get onto the floor, I guess because of the black sheet, I don't really see any blood or anything like that. I didn't hear her. It's in her. She gives me a look. I didn't hear, and that's when I saw the wound. And then I started to freak out. And then I pick up the sheet. I like move in the sheet because I'm next to her, and I see the blood on the floor. And that's it. That's what happened. And then I know the EMT guys must have threw the big sheet on the floor, maybe to soak up the blood or traction, not to slip. I don't know. But they did throw that thing on the floor. But they were attending to her already, but they threw it on the floor.
And prior to you trying to pull her off the bed, there was the sheath on the blade.
Right, the sheet was on the bed.
That's something that's always probably on, right?
Yeah, because I have the black sheet, and then I have a black the bedspread.
Mhm.
So I don't know where it ends or where it began, but it's when I'm pulling off, it's out.
Mhm.
So she must be on it.
Well, my question was the sheath on the blade. That's always on.
Oh, the sheet it's always on. It's always on. That's why I never would have thought something bad would have happened if I knew something would happen. But it's always on, and it's got a little tie on it, a little leather tie on it. It's never come off, but then again, no one's ever broke it. Yeah, I don't even, I mean, it has
So
to come off.
when you turned and looked
Basically,
and saw her on the ground with the
when I
blade
turned
in,
to see her in the ground,
she was on her
she was on her back.
back.
Right. Sorry if I seem a little stressed out.
Well, it's quite understandable. The piece that broke, okay, it is the shaft to the the beginning of the blade, right, is 72 inches long from where it broke. The blade is 12 inches long. Your bed is 2 feet high.
Off the ground.
how how can this blade penetrate her
From
with
that
those
angle,
dimensions?
I could tell you theories, but I don't really know because I wasn't looking.
Mhm.
All I do know is as it cracks, as I suspected, it's here. She's holding up, and it falls on her, or it cracks, and because she literally stabs herself with it while I'm carrying her off, or
Okay, let's back up.
Well-
Because you're saying is there any documentation to this?
I have evidence, video, and or verbal discussions with her attempting to, while I am trying to save her, or threatening to do so.
Has she ever received any medical attention for this?
When she was young, as I heard, when she was younger.
You're talking recent. You said like a week
Recently,
ago.
no, not recently. But yeah, she should have. And I attempted to take her to the hospital, but she was reluctant.
She's
to
threatening
She's
in your presence?
in my apartment, yes. Yeah.
And well, that's what I'm saying, with you there.
She attempted to, yes.
And you never called the police?
I wanted to call the police, but I'm afraid, honestly, I didn't want her to get hurt. I offered to drive her to the hospital. I offered, and we went there, and then when we get there, she doesn't. I even called the hospital. She didn't want to get out of the car. But maybe talk
What
it
hospital?
out. I'm sorry.
What hospital?
This one right here, Aventura. That's the only one I know. Yeah, and she, we talk, and she's saying that she's sorry that she's feeling this way, and this is because of the bad situation she's been in. She's been going through a lot of stuff. Please forgive. Maybe we can work through this. And so that's what we attempted to do. It's not like I wanted her to be sick. It's not like I wanted her to be hurt. Not like I wanted her in jail for whatever reasons.
Why would she go to jail?
I don't know. People call cops, people end up in jail for some reason. Maybe
Well, she went to the hospital.
this is true, but in an unreasonable situation, I didn't want her hurt. I did want her in the hospital, and she just was reluctant to go. And yes, I've had videotapes of her, getting aggressive and being angry and being very abusive and threatening to do such things, and then make scenes. And she would do it in front of people. I'm not the only. She would do it in front of her. She did it in front of Morgan. She did it in me. She did it in front of Carrie. She did it in front of a lot of other people out there. She would just make big scenes, throw these huge fits, and they were pretty scary.
Where did she work?
Well, she was. I had gotten her a job for a distributor, so she was. I don't know, passing out liquor or something like shots, or for a distributor to market, and that's what she was doing. That was the last thing she was doing.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a big junkie. And I mean, like I said, I don't know exactly what had happened of how it ends from crack to her. Except all I can imagine is it holding on and then it goes down. Somehow the sheet comes off, which could if it was upside down.
All right. So what you're saying now is,
Theory. I was saying theory. I don't know. I wasn't
well,
looking at
from the last point you saw her,
Right.
because you turned your body,
Right.
is what you're saying.
It was already in her.
What?
It was already in her. It had already happened. It snapped. It was in her. I turned. I'm still angry because I want her out. Just, please just get up and go. And she gives me this look, and I realize because it's a black sheet there, and I realize what is happening. And then
The last moment you saw her, before you turned your body.
before I heard the snap,
Right. It would be before that. It would be it would be at the point right before. Right, you said you turn your body when you're pulling her off.
Right.
You
I'm
turn away from her.
I'm pulling her towards the bed.
I mean, the last
towards the
last point that you saw her.
Right. She was
Where was the shaft of the blade compared to
still,
her body?
When I was looking at her pulling her foot, it was not off the bed. It was still tied.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Where was it in comparison to her body?
It would have to have been, like I said, at least by her armpit or arm area, which is where I'm seeing her like hold on to it. But it's such a mess. I can't say she's really holding on to it with her armpit. If she's really holding.
Well, that's what I say though. But it's so her body's still on the bed, right?
Her bed.
So her upper body is still somewhat on the bed, at least from her middle of her chest up, because you're saying that.
Yeah, so she's still.
You're saying the way you're showing me right now is the shaft is under her armpit.
Basically, right about here.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying
so
exactly.
Her arm is wrapped around it like this is what you're saying,
right.
And her other hand is on it, or something along those lines. Her other arm is definitely coming towards it, so her left arm is here.
Right.
So her upper body is still on the bed.
She's still on the bed.
So this blade is sticking up right here, right?
So it should be about up to her head.
And
you would say it's about, if it's about, would be about up to here. Again,
it's higher than that.
So it'd be up to here then. Holding on to it, it could easily just, I mean, from the crack, it could go in. If she's holding on to it, it goes in. Or it cracks and she's already on the floor and she puts it in. Again, I don't know, because if she has the state of mind, which she does have, she would do it, which is what I was afraid of, and that's why I wanted her out of my room, because I did not expect that, but I didn't want anything crazy to happen, which she's done before in front of people. And so I didn't want her to hurt herself, especially in my room. I didn't want her to make a scene because we had a friend there, Morgan. I didn't want her screaming or making her fucking fit. I just wanted her to go to sleep.
How long has Silvia known Morgan?
I don't know.
When's the first time you met Morgan?
Only when she came to the house.
When was that?
A couple of days ago, maybe almost a week ago. But
almost a week ago.
Almost, maybe a couple of days, maybe 3 days, about maybe 3 to 5 days, depending on business week, maybe a full week. I'm not sure.
Okay, and you've never received any money from her?
I've never received any money from her. No. I don't know if they had an arrangement because she had her own little room and she had asked me if she could stay.
You never heard of couch surfing?
That's what they do. So I don't know if any money passes through it. I don't do it myself. I've never done it, but I was open to her ideas. So I wanted her to be happy. I thought this made her happy.
So remember I told you that the shaft from the point of break to where the blade is 72 inches.
Show me that on about this big.
How many feet? How many inches in a foot?
There's 12 inches in a foot. So what?
12, 24, 36.
I mean, give me a visual.
60.
Okay.
72.
Okay.
6 feet.
Okay.
My height.
Okay.
Up in the air.
Okay.
Then the blade.
Okay.
Which is another foot. Then the sheath has to come off.
Right. It has to. Unless, like I said, if it
This
broke,
piece is sticking up here.
Right.
In the air.
How does it get into it?
How does it come around
at
that height? So from where she is, and then
if you
enter
think
her.
about it, if she's falling from it and she's holding onto it, anything could happen. If she's holding onto it from here, this big piece is sitting here, and it folds in any way, or she falls in a perfect position for it to actually go in, or she actually just said, you know what, hang on. And she did that. I don't know.
You're talking about within a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Am I wrong on that?
Could be more than a couple of seconds.
Tell me, because you're saying you turn,
right,
started pulling some more,
it
and
cracks.
then you hear the crack, you You turn
I
around
turn around and I say,
and it's in her already.
right.
How long does that take?
That you're asking me to guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am asking you to guess.
Okay.
I'm asking you to guess based off of your experience.
With this, I've never had experience with this.
This was an experience, was it?
It was an experience, but that's in an experience, people's time perception is way off.
Mhm.
So what I might have been seconds could have been longer. What was longer?
Are
could
you
have been
telling me that
seconds.
it was more than
I
like
really don't
30
know.
seconds?
All I know is what it felt like. What it felt like was it was very quick, and my perception was, hey, when I'm pulling her, she's holding on to it, but when I turn and pull, I hear the snap. I'm pulling. It's already happened. By the time I turn around, it's already happened. I can't explain how it exactly went in. I can't explain if she did it on purpose, which is what she wanted to do. I can't explain how it completely goes from this.
Is it on your phone where she says she wants to?
Yes, it's on my phone.
And how long ago was that?
It's multiple times actually. I don't know. Last one was a couple of days ago.
That's on your phone?
It should be on my phone.
Okay.
Right. It should be that she threatens me with this situation to happen, which is why I was trying to look for a way out of it, so that this would not happen. Should I stay sleeping?
Excuse me.
Or is that she keeps talking?
Just give me a couple minutes, okay?
Back in the interview room, the detective pushes harder, confronting Crespo with some hard truths.
That's what your place looks like right now.
So these are missing.
When in it? Isn't that what broke?
This is the one that broke. So are you showing me?
Yeah, that's what broke. I'm just showing you what this is the
So here it
aftermath.
is. So you're telling me this is from here to here is 2 feet. So from here to here is just sticking out.
Mhm.
So as she's falling off, anything could have happened. She could have, I don't know, maybe tipped over and went in. Maybe she thrusted herself in. Here's the door for
Yeah.
the bathroom. Here's where
Here's where your dog is.
Here's my dog.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
the
No, I know. That's the sheet that was taken off by rescue, like you said.
and this is
And-
exactly where this area was.
And that's all her blood.
I'm sorry?
That's all her blood.
I know.
Right.
I know. I tried to get the pack to stop the bleeding.
You have one of those? That's yours?
Yeah, I do. Because I have in the bathroom, I have a med kit. So I tried to stop the bleeding.
So you have a blue med kit? Like
blue-
is it about this big?
No, it's just a med kit that I
Because
tried
that's
to stop.
something that we use. That's like a
Yeah,
military thing.
military to stop the bleeding. Yes, absolutely. 'Cause
So
it's-
that was you using that.
Yes.
Okay. Do you think I'm a pretty reasonable person?
I'm sorry.
I think I'm a pretty reasonable person. Like I'm not one of these guys that fly off the handle and I try to think everything through. Okay.
I would say so.
I'm having a very difficult time believing what you're saying.
I understand. That's what you're supposed to do.
Well, no, like I just said, I'm a reasonable person. Okay.
Well,
People,
result to-
well, no. I mean,
So you think? What do you suggest?
you're
What's
saying,
your
this is
theory?
what you're saying here is about 4 feet plus the other foot.
So you think I broke it, turned around, and did all that to her?
I don't know.
That's horrible, man.
It is
Yeah,
hard.
that is horrible. That's absolutely horrible.
Um,
Especially with someone like this.
That you've never even asked how she's doing.
I'm so scared to know, man. I'm so scared to know.
We've been here.
I'm so scared to know.
It's been over.
Is she all right?
It's a little late to ask me now.
No, it's okay because you just cracked me. So is she all right?
No, no. No, she's passed away. So, you guys called rescue at 156. Okay. They took her to the hospital after 2. You were with officers. Let's say from 2:30, right? And it's already after 12 now, right?
I can't believe this.
So we're going on 10 hours. Right? About 10 hours. Kind of. Maybe say 9.5. You have never asked how she's doing.
Because I've been praying my ass off, man. I'm scared to even know. But that has nothing to do with anything.
Do you understand?
Because she's already been threatening with being trying to
So,
deal with that has
let
been
me
a
ask you,
long-term thing.
You're saying you have this on your phone, right?
Yeah, I have this on my phone.
Are you willing to give us the password to your phone so that we can do this?
Now I'm a lawyer. But if I do, like my lawyer, yeah, I will absolutely show it to you, man.
Well, we'll do a search warrant on your phone.
Oh, no, you don't need it.
Well, the password would make it faster.
Now I'm a lawyer. Because this, now you're trying to say I'm murdered.
I'm not saying you murdered her.
Thank God.
Okay.
Thank God. Because she
Well,
was acting this way, and this is by accident.
Accidents do happen. And I'm not saying that they don't. Okay. But the way that you're saying how things happen is a little hard to digest.
I was there, and it's hard for me to digest what had happened. I don't know how it got in her. I don't know how it broke. All I could either suspect that it was actually a mistake, or she actually put it in her, which she's capable of. So, those are the only theories I have. But all I know is, what I do know is, I wanted her out of the room because she was harassing me for months, and all I've been doing, and I even had to put the door jams to stop her. She's been bickering, coming in, and I was sleeping. I wasn't even bothering her. This is what happens when she's drunk.
What were you bickering about?
What?
What was she bickering about?
I mean, she gets angry. She's an angry person, so she gets very angry. She's going through something with her family. She's going through something with her family, and it's really bothering her. And in her psyche, her dad, so she was very close to this type of thing. Bickering about not being heard, felt. I mean, just talking, trying to connect. And she turned violent a lot. And it would make me back off, and that backing off made more distance. And so we should bicker about that. And so then she would throw innuendos that she was going to, and then, blame me. And then that backs me off too. So, yeah. It's horrible. I don't believe it. Granted, I should have never pulled her off the bed. But I got rights too. Don't I have rights too? I just wanted her to leave the room. She was hounding me, harassing me. I can't believe it. It wasn't worth this. It wasn't worth this.
What do you mean?
It's nothing. It wasn't worth this.
Well, I mean, I'm asking, what do you mean by that?
I'm sorry. I can't hear too well.
What were you, when you say
It wasn't worth him fighting. It wasn't worth him fighting. It wasn't worth it. I wasn't mad. I was just caught asleep because I knew she was knocked up. I just wanted to go to sleep.
I had asked you before, but I mean, is there anywhere where we can get phone numbers for her family?
All I know is WhatsApp.
And that's on your phone.
Devastated. Her mom was ignoring her. She was just trying to do it with her mom.
Mm. Can you kind of look at it from our standpoint for a second?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm asking you to do something difficult right now.
Sorry?
I'm asking you to do something a little difficult right now. Think about this from somebody outside of your point of view. Okay? Again, I'm reasonable. Accidents happen. Things that are not meant to happen, but end up happening. And that's what this sounds like to us, right? It could be from multiple ways, but you know, we feel like we're missing some obviously important parts here, because you're saying that you turned, right?
So I turned my back trying to get her
And
out
then
the door.
within that
Snap.
short period of time,
Broke. I heard a snap.
Right.
I don't know.
and somehow this long object
Was in a,
turned around and entered her.
well, in the momentum. I mean,
But
if
it
I'm
would
pulling
have
her
to
up,
turn.
it has to go this way because
Yeah,
that's the
and then
momentum
at
for her.
and then
So-
at a very, like almost 180 degree angle, 180 degree change of direction, right?
Put it in her. Maybe she put it in her. Maybe it
Right.
fell there. Maybe she tipped over and it came from a direction. I don't know.
Adam,
I'm so drained emotionally on this woman.
the blade is a good 4 feet up in the air, away from her.
I know you could say that over and over, but I
But
still
I'm
didn't
saying,
see what
because
happened.
what you're saying.
I
Because
still didn't
remember,
see it.
if your hands are here,
Right.
they would have had to come all the way up here, based on how you're doing things.
I mean, if you
flip it
show a
around.
picture, you can see if
You would have had
she's falling down. It could very well go in the momentum.
not at
that
that,
it's-
not holding it low like that.
If she's holding on to it,
No.
she could totally go in. Or maybe
No.
she fell this to the side and it went in that way. Maybe she did literally thrust it in because she's been trying. So,
You would have to grab near the top.
to
Because
thrust
remember,
it in.
because the blade is up here.
But if it
So
broke,
if you
it's
grab
off.
down here, you have to reach all the way out here to do that. No, right? That doesn't sound logical.
All I know is I wasn't looking, and I know she could have done it to herself. She could have fell sideways. It could have fell from a dip, cracked, fell from a distance in as she's
It
falling
could have
off the
been your
bed.
actions
It could have
of
been
when you were pulling her off the bed
When I
that
pulled her off
caused
the
the
bed.
break
when I
and
pulled
enter
her
her
off the
body.
bed. It
Is
could-
that fair to say?
If I pulled her off the bed and it cracked, that's
Yeah.
exactly what happened. I pulled her off the bed and it cracked. That's
And
all
then
I
entered her body.
And it entered her body. And I didn't see how it entered or in what way. All I know is when I saw it, I tried to help, I tried to resuscitate her, I tried to stop the bleeding. All I wanted her was to get out of my room. She was dark glistening. It's just not worth it, man.
I'm gonna ask you to try to remember something afterwards.
You know what?
After the police got there. Alright? After the paramedics got there. The sheath. Do you remember?
Where it was? No.
Okay.
It happened.
It's
obviously
I don't
off.
expect you to remember. I really wasn't expecting you to remember it. Okay? It was just a question that I had for myself.
Where was it?
Yeah. Like, was it moved from
It
where I
was
saw
off. It was off for the thing.
Of course it was off. We all know that it was off.
Right.
It's impossible for
That's all I know.
for us to be sitting here if it
That's
wasn't
all I
off. We know that.
Looking at it. I wasn't looking at it all. I was focusing on her.
Of course.
All I was focusing was on her. Freaking out. Like I said, all I know is she could have dusted in here. She could have fell in a different direction that I wasn't looking.
Mhm.
That had maybe already hit the floor, and then she hit the floor, went in. I don't know. I really
No.
don't know.
I'm just saying that's not a good theory. Okay.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's all you got. Because to be honestly speaking, I wasn't looking. I can't give you more. All right, I know I didn't do anything. All I know is I wanted her out of the room. All I know is that I had no reason to. All I know is that she's threatened me with this very scenario. All I know is that for months, when she gets drunk, she gets crazy. And that's why I was trying to avoid her. And she just kept coming back, coming back, coming back. I just wanted her to leave.
Mhm.
That's what I know. Everything was fine. Everything was fine.
Do you have anything else that you want to say?
I'm sorry.
Do you have anything else that you want to say?
Yes. I said my lawyer.
No, I mean, we don't have to be done if you don't want to be.
You think I did something I didn't do? That's obvious.
No, I'm verifying if you did anything or not. That's what,
There's no
if
way.
something happened to you.
I
would do the
understand your
same
point, which is why I'm not angry at it. All right, I understand, but I don't have the information you're looking for because I had my back to her and was pulling her to go over there. I didn't realize until you saw what her blood was.
Mhm.
Had anything happened at all?
Hmm?
I didn't realize anything had happened at all, like to her physically,
Mm-hmm.
until I turned around. Oh man, she fucking did it.
Based off of what I know, okay, this blade went through her sternum.
I'm sorry.
Went through her sternum. This blade went through her sternum. Do you know how much force must have been used for that to happen?
She's falling, thrusting. It's the same thing.
Huh?
Falling, fell off the bed, thrusted herself. There's no reason for me to do anything. I'm trying to get her out of the room. There's no reason.
Mhm.
There's no reason.
Give me a couple minutes. Do you want to look at this anymore? Have a good look at it. Alright. That's good. I'm walking out of here, okay?
Convinced Crespo is lying to them, investigators return to his apartment to recreate Silvia's death step by step. After multiple attempts, they reach a clear conclusion. There's no way Silvia impaled herself. This was a cold-blooded murder. Prosecutors believe Crespo wanted to end the relationship and force Silvia out of his apartment. After a drunken argument, he seized the moment to kill her, then staged her death as a bizarre accident. Adam Crespo is charged with second-degree murder. A jury deliberates for less than 2 hours before finding him guilty. He is sentenced to life in prison.